Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So, everyone's ready, inshallah, right? Okay. So I just wanted to briefly revise what we studied last lesson, like really briefly, okay? And of course, if you have any questions, maybe looking at your notes, maybe you didn't understand anything, just ask me. If not, I'll just, as I told you, I'll briefly revise, inshallah, and we'll go into new topics, inshallah. So last lesson we talked about tanween, as you remember, right? Also, we mentioned, we also talked about the definite article, about al, which makes tanween, which like cancels tanween, and tanween becomes either fatha, dhamma, or kasra, right? And everybody understood that, and you have no questions about it, right? Also, we studied some word combinations, and we talked about the fact that nouns and adjectives should correspond to each other. So, adjective that goes after the noun, it should correspond gender-wise, right? Gender-wise, and the article-wise. If it's indefinite article or it's without al, so the adjective which is coming after noun is going to be so indefinite as well, right? A beautiful book, let's say, okay? Kitabun jamilun. And if it has al, so the adjective that comes after a noun, it will have al as well. Also, in the end of the lesson, I mentioned like cases of a noun, hal, right? And we mentioned that Arabic language has, if we look at it from the perspective of English or other languages, it has two cases, right? Nominative, genitive, and accusative. And I mentioned that what makes a specific noun or adjective to be in the nominative case or genitive or accusative case, okay? So we remember all of that, right? Do you want me to go over it again, or really briefly, or? Sure, briefly? Okay. So, yeah, really briefly. Cases, okay? So there are three cases. Nominative, genitive, and accusative. So, in these cases, they affect only al-ism, okay? Pronoun or adjective, okay? So, I mentioned that nominative case, the noun or adjective in the nominative case has the ending, tanween, which one? Fat? Dammatun, un or u, vowel, okay? This is the nominative, okay? So genitive is going to have what vowel? Kasratin, exactly. In or e, depending if it has, let's say, definite article or it doesn't have it. Or accusative, when we talked about accusative, we mentioned that it should be, it should has tanween an or a. Jazakallah khairan. Okay? Very quickly, a couple of examples. So, nominative case. Al-kitabu. Or if it doesn't have al, kitabun, kitabun, right? Or if it has al, al-kitabu. Al-kitabu. Right? Okay. So, if you come to genitive case, it's going to be in or in, right? The same one. Or let's say, let's bring different one. Let's bring different example. No, different one. Huh? Madrasatun. Okay, yeah. Madrasatin, or if it has al-madrasati, that is correct. Al-madrasati. We also mentioned what makes a noun, al-ism, noun or adjective, makes it in genitive case. What was it? The main one. Preposition, exactly. Any kind of prepositions. And Ustaz, you said min madrasatin, right? So for example, if we add min madrasatin, means from school, okay? If it's with al, it's going to be what? Minal madrasati, right? There is another reason for a noun or adjective, mainly noun, to be in genitive case, but inshallah, I don't want to jump into it. Later on, we'll study it, okay? And as I mentioned, it's called idafa. So, and we have a third case, which is accusative. And the reason for a noun or adjective to be in accusative case, it's yeah, exactly. It's a verb. Kataba, kitaban. So, for example, in a verbal sentence, I mentioned it. If it's a sentence, and this sentence has a verb. For example, kataba, as our Ustaz mentioned. Kataba, which means he wrote. So if this verb influences to any noun, which is, for example, you write a book, you just write a book, you influence on it, you do something with it, okay? So if it influences on it without a preposition, because some verbs, they have to have a preposition. Okay? For example, like what? Any examples?
A verb has to have a preposition.
Yeah, for example, I sat on a table or on a chair, okay? Jalastu, or example, or jalasa ala kursiyin. So you can't use this verb without a preposition, okay? But the verbs that you use without a preposition, okay? He wrote a book, okay? You don't use any prepositions. So the noun, which is like influenced or affected by a verb, I don't know if I'm like explaining clearly, but the verb which is like influence a noun, that noun is going to be in accusative case, okay? So kataba, not kitabun, okay? Kitabin, or it's going to be kitaban. Kataba, kitaban. Okay? Do you understand that? Or no?
Yeah. So kataba kitaban.
Kataba kitaban.
So can you say qara'a kitaban?
Exactly. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Qara'a kitaban. Exactly. Or any other example for, I don't know.
ضحك كثيرا or something.
No. ضحك كثيرا, it's a little bit different. Or let's say, I took a pen. How do you say I took, to take? أخذ. I took أخذت, or he took, for example. أخذ قلما, exactly. Because you're doing something with this object, okay? You just take it. So basically, if we're using a verb and there's a verbal sentence, okay? If there is no preposition after the verb, because some verbs are used with a preposition. For example, I sat on a table. I looked at, okay? نظرت على, for example. Or خرجت من. I went out from. Okay, so you're using some preposition. In case if you're using prepositions, the noun will be in what case? Genitive case. So basically a noun which is used unless it's a subject, okay? Unless it's a subject. I'm a little bit jumping into, what we're supposed to study further on, but in order to explain it to you, I just have to bring some examples. So if you use preposition, if you use a preposition and after the preposition there is a noun, it's going to be in genitive case. But if there is no preposition, okay, and you're using a verb and there is some effect on a subject, I took a book, I wrote a book, I read a book, قرأت كتابا, أخذت قلما. كيف؟ تحت, what do you mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a preposition. Yeah. Okay. So, or for example, فتحت كتابا. I opened the book, for example. Okay. So it's going to be accusative case. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. I'm going to give you, inshallah, some. Yeah.
Sheikh, if you want to finish, I was just going to ask.
No. Yeah.
Specifically, the genitive,
Okay.
that uses a prepositional.
Yeah.
That one uses a prepositional.
What is it?
That specific one, that only uses like min or.
Yeah. So if you see a noun, for example, if we're talking about a noun or adjective in a genitive case, it's in or e. I mean, that means that there is a preposition or there is idafa, which is like a construction, which inshallah I'll explain later on, okay? I don't want to jump into it. It's a little bit complicated. That's why I don't want to mention it right now. But right now you have to know that there should be a preposition, okay? Which is harf. I mean, basically, it's a particle, okay?
With a noun or an adjective.
With a noun or adjective. I mean, you can't use an adjective right away after the preposition because, it has to be there, a noun. Yeah, definitely in Arabic language because noun comes before the adjective. So either noun, basically adjective is corresponding to the noun. So if the noun is in genitive case, so the adjective, has to be in genitive case, okay? Because they're corresponding to each other, okay? Is this clear?
And then this is only used with a verb.
Only with the verb. Only with the verb. There is no other case where it could be like accusative, yeah.
And if you add al to the kitab,
Okay, of course, yeah, exactly, yeah. If you add, 1 second. And if you kataba al, exactly, al-kitaba, right? But we remove this alif, right? Okay, it's going to be like that. Katabal kitab. That was a foolish thing to do, but sorry. Yeah. It's going to be like this, okay? Katabal kitaba. Okay, is it clear? Okay. So I'm going to start some new topic, if you don't mind. Okay. Any questions? So, guys, what I want you to do as a homework, okay? Just please, for the next lesson, bring me some, let's say, 5 combinations, word combinations, noun and adjective, okay, in all 3 cases. Can you do that for me? Noun and adjective, like word combinations. For example, beautiful book, tall man, high building, or something like that. Like at least three, or maybe if you want more examples, okay, in all three cases, okay? Also with al, with definite article as well, okay? Indefinite and definite. For example, kitabun jamilun, al-kitabul jamilu. Okay? Can you do that for me? Do you? No. Do you want me to explain? I think. All good?
I was just like asking definitions.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. So today I wanted to talk about some other signs of basically the second one is not a sign, but the first one I wanted to talk about the genders, okay? Al-jins in Arabic language. Al-jins, al-gender. So as you all probably know, is it al-jinsu? Okay. Okay. So as you all probably know, in Arabic language there is difference between male and female nouns. Okay. When it comes to nouns, there are like female and male nouns, which is called masculine and feminine. Okay. In Arabic, it's ismun mudhakkarun and ismun muannathun. Ismun muannathun. Probably, as you all know, one of the most widespread signs of the ism muannath, the feminine, what was it? Ta marbuta, exactly. That's how we mostly know that a noun or adjective, if it comes after a noun, they're in feminine gender. Okay, so there are two categories of feminine words. Okay, so among them we can mention words that refer to females. Okay, so definitely when you look at those words, you can see like any signs of, for example, like ta marbuta or something like that, that it refers to feminine, but by the meaning of it, you can say that they're feminine. Okay, so for example, if you use any adjective after it, those adjectives are supposed to be in feminine gender as well. Okay, so as an example, we can mention, for example, word. How do you say? Huh? No. Let's no. Do you know what bint means? Bintun. Yeah, daughter, for example. Yeah, bintun. What is it? Bintun. Yeah, bintun. Bintun. So when you look at it, you don't see any sign of feminine, right? Which is like ta marbuta. There's only like regular ta in the end of this word, bintun. But we know that it's by the meaning, it's in feminine gender, okay? And for example, if we use any adjective after it as, for example, beautiful, beautiful daughter, bintun, it's not going to be jamilun, it's going to be jamilatun with ta marbuta, right? Okay. Another, what is it? Yeah, bintun jamilatun, exactly. And another example is, for example, ummun. Which means mother, ummun. So again, there is no ta marbuta in it. Also, we can mention some female names as Layla. No, Aisha has ta marbuta. Yeah. We're talking about the feminine nouns that without ta marbuta, without the sign of feminine gender, okay? Layla or Salma, okay? Also, like majority of the countries, the names of the countries, even though they don't have any like ta marbutas, like some of them has, but the ones that don't have, majority of the countries are in feminine gender, okay, in Arabic language. Inshallah, I don't want to go into details, but as a rule, library, maktabatun, right? Maktabatun. Fikratun. Do you know what it means? Idea. Okay. Yeah, good. And so on and so on. Madinatun. I don't know. Madrasatun. And so on and so on, etc. Okay. And there is another category. I don't know if I should mention it, but by the meaning, it's feminine, and it also has ta marbuta. Okay. For example, zawjatun, right? Okay, and khalatun, aunt, khalatun, okay, and some, like, any other examples. There is one more category which I should mention, which is do not fit this like previous three categories. And the difference is that they don't have any, by the meaning, they're not feminine, And also they don't have ta marbuta, the sign of feminine gender, okay? And I'm going to mention them right now. Shamsun, sun. It's feminine in Arabic language. Ardun, right? Earth. It's also feminine. Yeah.
Why do you call it Mother Earth?
Yeah. You probably have a good memory, right? Because you don't take notes, huh?
No, I just forgot my notebook.
What is it?
I forgot my notebook.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Would the moon also be feminine?
Qamarun. I think it should be masculine. Yeah, it should be masculine. Yeah. Good question, by the way. You got me. Okay, also, the human organs, which are like a pair, like hand and legs, okay, in Arabic language, yadun, rijlun, they're also feminine. Yadun, which means hand. Rijlun, okay, leg, which is feminine too in Arabic language. Also, I forgot to mention the colors, okay? So colors in Arabic language, the feminine of every color, for example, do you know how we say in Arabic white or black? Abyadu, okay. Abyadu, it's white. So it's basically masculine. But if you want to make it feminine, it's going to be bayda'u, okay? Not all the time, but you know, alif and hamza in the end of the word, it's, I mean, in a lot of cases, it's a sign that a noun is feminine as well, okay? Okay. Sorry about that. Let's do some examples, okay? If you don't mind. Any examples with like a nouns with ta marbuta? Okay. But it's kind of another category. Why? Because malaika, it's actually plural. Okay. So yeah. Plural. We're gonna, inshallah, if we have time, we're gonna start it next. But maybe another example. Huh? Fakihatun. Okay. Yeah. Nice. But you said fakihatin, right?
Yeah,
Because it's in Quran like that, right? Okay, but fakihatin, why fakihatin?
it has the
Yeah,
preposition
preposition, exactly. That's why it's in genitive case, right? Okay, exactly. But normally, if we're talking about nominative case, so it's going to be fakihatun, good. Fakihatun. Good, but let's bring some, adjective.
How do you say fresh?
Huh?
Fresh.
طاضجة. Or we can say لذيذة, right? Tasty, right? Mhm.
How do you say fresh again?
طاضج. طاضج. Yeah, طاضج. Mhm. فاكهة لذيذ. فاكهة لذيذ, right?
With the
Huh?
thumb, right?
Yeah. Is it correct like this?
Oh no, لذيذة.
Yeah, exactly. It should be لذيذة, right? Why? Yeah. It's feminine. I mean, the noun right here is feminine. And the adjective that describes it, okay? Because لذيذة describes it. And it has to follow gender-wise, and if it's plural, singular, I mean, we will study that, but in this case, it has to follow it because it's feminine, okay? It's feminine, and because of that, the adjective has to be feminine as well. لذيذة. You said امرأة. Yeah, you can say that. امرأة, let's say kind, right?
كريمة.
Yeah, sure.
Is that kind?
No, it's not kind, it's generous actually. But kind is going to be mushfiqatun, but karimatun is a good example, yeah, let's say that. It's even better. Karimun or karimatun, yes. Imra'atun karimatun. Generous woman, right? Okay, any other examples? Huh? Salasun? Thalathatun, it's numbers. I mean, yeah, we don't want to get into this topic right now. It's one of the most difficult topics in Arabic language. So, just any noun, maybe we mentioned the last lesson, but I don't know, maybe school. Okay. Okay, madrasatun jadidatun, right? Also. Mhm. Madrasatun. Nice. Jadidatun. Okay. I'm trying to do like specifically more like word compositions, so you guys understand, okay, how it works in Arabic language, you know, like how does adjective correspond to noun and stuff like that, okay? So there's another like a composition in Quran, a word composition, baldatun tayyibatun, like a pleasant land. Baldatun tayyibatun.
Is balda plural or singular?
It's singular.
So bilad is plural?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Baldatun tayyibatun. So baldatun is feminine right here, and tayyibun, normally good, pleasant, is going to be tayyibatun. Okay? Clear?
So if it was male, as he's asking, it would be baladun tayyibun.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
What's the meaning of Baidatun Tayyib?
Pleasant land. Pleasant land. Pleasant land. It's, I mean, it's in Quran. Most pleasant is your land. بلدة طيبة ورب غفور. Pleasant land. No. So that's the thing. In Arabic language, always noun comes first. لباس جديد. Any questions so far? I mean, you can ask me any questions. Yeah.
So you can interchangeably like make a word, I guess, feminine, masculine, however you want.
I mean, not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, yeah. So, I mean, you can't, I mean, for example, you can do madrasatun, you can do madrasun, but I mean, it will be right, but it's not used in Arabic. Basically, madrasun, it's, the meaning of that is the place where you study, even without ta marbuta. But it's not used in Arabic language, okay? But you can, I mean, it has meaning, you know, when you say madrasun, it's a place where someone is studying. But if you want to express like school, if you want to say school, you have to say madrasatun. So basically, you can't say fakihun. Okay, yeah, so fakihatun. If you want to say like fruit, you have to say fakihatun. Or you can't, basically some of them, for example, fikrun. Fikrun, yeah, you can say fikrun, but so fikrun is going to be like the process of thinking, something like that. But when you say fikratun, it's going to be an idea, like a specific one, okay? So a lot of times ta marbuta means like, it brings like meaning of singular, one single. For example, fikrun is a process of thinking, okay? Fikrun, tafakkurun. But when you say fikratun, it's one idea, like some specific, specific idea. And yeah, for example, in the case of this, khalatun, it's an aunt from the mother's side, okay? But if you say khalun, it's going to be uncle from the mother's side. Yeah, so, yeah, khalun, it's an uncle from the mother's side. Same, for example, zawjun or zawjatun. There are some words that you can use without ta marbuta and with ta marbuta. Zawjun means husband, right? Zawjatun, wife. Okay? So pretty much all adjectives, it can be all of them. Depending on the noun, the adjectives can be feminine or masculine, depending on the noun. But not all of the nouns you can make like masculine and feminine. Some of them are either feminine or masculine. But sometimes you can, as you can see here, you can make it like masculine or feminine, okay? Depending on the meaning. It's clear, right? Okay. Any other questions?
This is like totally, not relevant or anything, but pizza, right?
Okay.
Would that be feminine or masculine?
Is there a word?
Okay, so
Shish kebab is feminine. Pizza is.
so one more thing, I'm going to answer your question, but before that, in Arabic language, when you pronounce a word which has ta marbuta, you basically, in the end, you don't, from tajweed, right? I mean, inshallah, you're reading Quran, so you all read Quran, so you know that you don't pronounce ta marbuta. You can say madrasatun jadidatun. But normally in Arabic language, when you stop, you just say this composition of words, madrasatun jadida. You just pronounce fatha before ta marbuta, and you don't have to, mostly you don't pronounce ta marbuta, okay? So when you say pizza, for example, I believe it's going to be, most likely it's going to be feminine because, it has fatha in the end. So if you say, for example, tasty pizza, you will say pizza ladida, probably. You won't say pizza ladidun. Yeah, pizza ladida. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. So basically, we're running out of time, and we have another topic which is very, very important, plurals, but we probably would need like 25, 30 minutes for this topic. So I think we should, we should leave it like this. Yeah.
In conclusion, can we just do ismun mudakkar?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's do that. Ismun mudakkarun, basically, if you don't have any, so as I told you, if there is no sign, okay, of the feminine as ta marbuta, or for example, in female names like Layla, Salma, we have ya, okay, on the end. Or as I mentioned, for example, colors, okay, abyadu bayda'u, okay, white in feminine, it has alif and hamza. If there is no clear sign of that this word is feminine, other than that, you can consider this word as a male, okay, as a masculine.
It's like Habib, Habiba.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, pretty much like rajulun, okay, man. Or, just bring me some examples.
Male words.
Yeah, male words. Kitabun. Kalbun, it's a dog. Qalamun, it's a pen. Or shahrun, which means month. I'm going to write it down, okay? Yeah. Exactly.
So by nature, the female, the feminine words need more explanation because there's just more cases.
Exactly. Male it's very easy, you know, as it is in life actually. Waladun, kid. Okay, it's a good example. And let's consider it in a composition. Small kid. ولد صغير. Exactly. ولد صغير. Small kid. Okay? So it's, as you can see, it's masculine, okay? Male. And the adjective, which is going after that, is going to be male, right? Okay. Let's just, coming back to cases, there is a preposition مع, with. What's going to happen to this? مع, preposition, it affects noun in what way? ولدين, right? It's going to be genitive case, right? As you mentioned, min madrasatin, right? The same thing is going to happen to this. مع ولد صغير. For example, لعبت مع ولد صغير. I played with a small kid, okay? لعبت مع ولد صغير. But normally it's in ولد صغير, it's what? Nominative case, right? But we put a preposition and it becomes what? Genitive case. Also, if we put a verb here, for example, I saw a small kid, رأيت, right? Let's say. I'm doing it as a revision, okay, of the cases, so you guys don't forget it. رأيت ولا dan, right? I saw a small kid. So basically, I'm conducting some actions on a kid. I see him, okay? I saw him. So in that case, it's going to be what? Accusative case, right? رأيت ولدا صغيرا. Is it clear? But in the same time, it's what? Male, right? ولدا صغيرا. Okay, so is it clear that this composition of words is male, right? It's clear, right? Okay, so right here, the reason for that to be in accusative case is because you are conducting some actions, okay? On the kid. You see him, okay? أنا رأيت. I saw him. Okay? That's why it's an accusative case.
Is this considered mudaf and mudaf ilayhi? Is what that is?
Yeah, but no, it's idafa. What?
This is considered idafa.
No, it's not idafa. Idafa is between like two nouns, okay? Between two nouns. When we talk about, for example, it's kid's pen, okay? Okay? Or, for example, this man's book, okay? So in idafa construction, mudaf and mudaf ilayh, there should be two nouns. Right here, it's just a composition of noun and adjective, okay? It's not mudaf ilayh. But, I mean, ra'aytu, it's a verbal sentence. There's a verb. And as I told you, if there's a verb, there is a noun which is coming after the verb, okay? It's going to be either in genitive case, if there is a preposition, or it's going to be in accusative case, okay? So, for example, let's say, I'm going to bring another example. let's say new pen. قلم جديد. Okay. جديد, right? قلم جديد. So it's a composition of a noun and adjective. Adjective which describes the noun. Okay, this noun is male, right? قلم, because I mean there is no obviously there is no sign of a female, of the feminine. Okay, there is no ta marbuta, and قلم is not one of those words which is like earth or sun or like, for example, organs like a hand or leg and stuff. We know that it's it's a male, so the adjective that comes after it is going to be what? Male too, right? قلم جديد. You can't say قلم جديدة, for example, right? Okay. So another thing, like revising what we actually studied before, right now, قلم is in what case? Nominative case, yeah. قلم جديد. It's just a new pen, okay? In order to make it in genitive case, what do we have to do? A preposition. We just add a preposition here. Which one?
Can we say ma?
Ma, yeah. With. Why not? With مع قلم جديد, right?
Well, it's in genitive now.
Okay. What's going to happen? Genitive. قلم, exactly. It's going to be قلم جديد مع قلم جديد with a new pen, okay? Yeah, exactly. مع ولد صغير مع قلم جديد with. So in order to make it in genitive case, we just put preposition. But in order to make it in accusative case, we have to undertake an action on this pen, okay? So either you say رأيت, I saw a new pen, okay? Or you can say I bought a new pen, because I mean, what is it? You're doing something to it. Either you see it, or you take it, or you like it, whatever it is, okay? And when you do any action on this subject, on this, object, okay, it's going to be in what case? Accusative. So, let's say, I bought. How do you say I bought? Do you know? Exactly. اشتريت. اشتريت new pen. What?
اشتريت قلما جديدا.
قلم
جديدا.
قلمان. Exactly. So the first, I mean, you put an adjective in an accusative case, but you didn't put the main one, the noun, because adjective is going to be an accusative case because of the noun. If you don't put noun in an accusative case, I mean, there is no sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense for adjective to be an accusative case. Okay, so basically, اشتريت قلما. Okay. قلما. Okay? So if you put adjective, it's going to be جديد. جديدا. جديدا. Is it clear now?
Yes.
So whenever you take action, okay, you do something with this object, okay? I see it, I take it, I bought it, you know, I sold it, I sell it, whatever you do, okay? if there is no preposition which is used by this verb, okay, in that case, the noun is going to be an accusative case. But we're talking about male right now, so a couple of my examples. Tall man, we already mentioned it, but
What's the meaning of اشتريت?
اشتريت, I bought. I bought. I bought. Yeah, I bought. Comfortable chair. Chair. كرسي. What? Huh? Yeah. كرسي مريح. مريح. Any other examples? Huh? What?
Blue sky.
Blue sky. Huh? أزرق. أزرق. سماء. السماء. السماء actually it's should be feminine. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. سماء. سماء زرقاء. Yeah. زرقاء. زرقاء. Yeah. Let's bring some like simple example, okay? Yeah. Okay. You mentioned you said new clothes, right? لباس لباس جديد as well. لحية كبيرة. A big city, for example. Oh, it's actually feminine as well. Yeah. ثوب. It's لباس as well. Yeah, ثوب. Let's clean. Let's say clean clothes. نظيف, right? Yeah. ثوب نظيف, right? Okay. Long way, for example. Long way.
A long way.
Uh-huh. but noun first.
طريق
Okay? طريق طويل. Exactly. Do you want to write it? You should. You want to use your own, huh? Good. Nice. MashaAllah. You're originally probably from Pakistan or Afghanistan, right? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Probably none.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. طريق طويل.
You can have this.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other examples? ها؟ أنا خلصت. ها؟
درسك جميل.
شكرا يا أستاذ. Okay. That'd be it. I'm going to ask you, so as a homework, I just wanted to ask you, so 3 examples of words composition, nouns and adjective in 3 cases, okay? In all 3 cases. And also please do it in masculine and feminine, okay? Can you do that for me? As a homework, yes, please. وجزاك إن شاء الله. جزاك. هذا الدرس كان أقصر إن شاء الله.